Hi everyone, welcome to our 5th video, and today we're going to be talking about festive feasting. Everybody knows that the traditional Christmas dinner is like turkey or some kind of meat with lots of potatoes and vegetables. Obviously, Chia believes that you're best to have the potatoes and the vegetables and the stuffing and some Yorkshire puddings made plant-based, that's easy. Without the meat. So I thought I'd just show you some of my cookbooks that I've got, which I use on a very regular basis, and I have a lot. These are my bookshelves that are full of cookbooks. Yeah, so festive feasting, what you can have instead of a turkey or any kind of meat. Honestly, to be honest, we don't really replace the meat with a specific replacement. So some people like a nut roast, or that's really old fashioned, but still some people like that, or they might want to make a pie. I'm making a mushroom Wellington for one of our customers who owns Michael Pilates, who had one last year from us and really enjoyed it. So you can make yourself a centerpiece if that's what you want and what you're used to. But actually, in our household, all we do is ramp up the veg in all different ways, shapes, forms, have lots of potatoes and stuffing, and that's enough for us. We enjoy that. So here's some of my cookbooks. So the first cookbook I want to show you is this one by Peas and Parsnips by Lee Watson. This isn't that new. I did actually do a Christmas dinner at Chia, not on Christmas Day, at Chia a couple of years ago, and for a company, and I made this roasted chestnut and fennel casserole with oregano crumble. I also made the layered phyllo pie with roast cauliflower mash and carrot puree, and they've got a gorgeous picture of it on the other page. It was delicious, and it looks so scrummy as well, and it's just full of goodness. They've also got some really great ideas in this book for how you can really jazz up your veg, so it's not just boiled veg, because that's really boring. They've got rainbow chard with swede dill and Dijon mash, and they've also got great ideas that you can do for like little party sharers. So this is jacket skin stuffed with leeks and wild mushrooms and a chive and lemon yogurt, and they've got a lovely picture on this page. But you could do that, you could do like a mini version of that with slightly smaller potatoes. On to the next cookbook, which has been a firm favourite of mine for years, is the Oh She Glows cookbook by Angela Liddon. They've got some really yummy ideas for veg in here. Marinated Italian mushrooms. So they're in lots of thyme and oregano and parsley. They look incredible. Obviously have to have sprouts on Christmas Day. If you don't, then who are you? Roasted Brussels with fingerling potatoes and rosemary. You can't beat potatoes with rosemary. But also saying that, with the Brussels sprout situation, who says you have to be conventional? I'm pretty sure one year, a couple of years ago, we had an Italian Christmas, just because my husband and I really love Italian food. So we made pasta, pizza, garlic bread, the works, and we made lasagna. And I just didn't miss my Christmas meal at all. I think that was actually the year after we went vegan, and we were kind of like, well, why are we trying to recreate something that we can't have? Let's just have what we want. So don't be afraid to think outside the box, guys. I've also made this before, mushroom walnut pesto tart. Just look at that. It's also really nice to make as like a sharing thing if people are coming over, because you can cut it into small slices. It's really tasty. This is summertime, but I don't see what is so summer about this apart from it's got some strawberries in. Is cherry basil bruschetta. OMG, I want that now. And also obviously staying in line with Chia's ethics, it doesn't have to be an unhealthy Christmas. You don't have to eat a load of crap just because it's Christmas. These things are so tasty. There's another one in this book, oil-free baked falafel bites. You could probably get most of these recipes on the internet, by the way, but just look at those. How delicious do they look in little bite-sized parcels if you've got friends coming over, and they're going to be way more impressed than if you do that, which is not, it's not, the ingredients list isn't long, the time to make it isn't long, it literally says 20 minutes. It's so much more impressive and so much more tasty and better for you than going to a shop and buying some packaged rubbish. Okay, my next book is Deliciously Ella with Friends. Now, I'm not an absolute fan of this book because I feel like there's more pictures of her and her friends than there is food. Questionable. However, there are some, as I was just reading through it now, I actually haven't used this book very much, but I think I will use this. In the sides compartment here, it talks about whole roasted cumin and date carrots. The great thing about Deliciously Ella books is that, you know, Chia is well in line with how she eats. It's all really clean eating and tasty. So harissa and sesame greens look really good. And lemony Hasselback potatoes. Look at that garlic and the lemon. Oh, yeah. So I had to show you those. Oh, and another one. A carrot and fennel slaw. I mean, seriously, in one meal, you're getting your 10 a day in. And you know what you can't beat? Maple roasted root veg. Maple syrup has so many health benefits that adding it to your food, I think we think of it as being naughty because it's sweet. Believe me, it's not. It's got some really great health benefits. So pretty much all the books I've shown you and many, many more, we sell at Chia. You can buy them in local shops, you can buy them online, but it's great to support an independent. Or you can always, if you can't afford a cookbook and you'd rather not buy the whole book, then you can go online and get some really similar recipes. So that covers a lot of the main event, what you can do with your veggies to make them more interesting, what you can do for kind of centerpieces, and also don't feel like you have to stick to what everybody else is doing. We haven't mentioned dessert. Now for us, we love nothing more than like a crumble or a strudel because that's kind of really hearty and warming, and it feels like that's a really good end to the meal. So you can make your own, which would be far more delicious and far more healthy. You can buy, a lot of strudels are accidentally vegan. So if you go into a lot of supermarkets, you're bound to find a strudel that hasn't got any egg or milk in. But making your own is so easy. If you don't have time to make the pastry, who does? Buy some ready-made pastry. Just make sure it's not butter pastry. Phyllo pastry has no butter in most of the time. Buy a phyllo pastry, whack some whatever you want in there. So you can chop some apples, some blackberries, some cherries, strawberries, whatever you like. Put them in a little maple, let them simmer, a little bit of water as well. You can add chia seeds, you can add a little bit of flax for healthy fats, and then you can just let that simmer for a while. Once it's cooked a bit, put it in your pastry, fold it over, in the oven, done. It's so easy and tastes amazing. So have a very happy feasting. Oh, one last thing to mention is that we're going to be picking somebody to win one of our cookbooks from the cafe. If you like and subscribe, we will be picking at the end of the 12 days of Chia's Christmas, and we'll announce a winner. So it's a nice little Christmas present for one of you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.